Hi everyone, when Minato and Kushina died, a gap had developed, so we couldn't understand who raised Naruto when he was little. But we have a short fragment which tells us about the events after the death of Naruto's parents. When he grew up just enough to be able to live on his own, we saw a short scene in Naruto's 257th series, when Hiruzen would bring him some money each month and leave with a reminder to spend it wisely. But what was happening when Naruto couldn't physically take care of himself right after his parents' death? Keeping in mind that Nine-Tailed was inside the boy, not everyone could shelter the future Hokage. In Naruto's case, he didn't have any blood relatives to take care of him. Besides, when the Konoha Council found out that Minato had sold Kurama into his son, they ultimately refused to help the baby. That was when Hiruzen found those who could raise him, and today I want to show you what true loneliness is. Here's my theory on how Naruto lived when he was 5. He was in the mansion of the third Hokage, in a secret child's room with a nanny, who was under the Anbu protection and under death penalty threat if she was to tell anyone about the child. Naruto's childhood was destroyed by Danzo, who spread gossip around the village about a monster inside Naruto's body. Danzo really hated Naruto because he was the reason for his beloved Konoha's destruction. And when Naruto turned 5, he started living in the apartment under the Anbu supervision, and Kakashi was one of them. I think that apartment in which Naruto lived belonged to Minato, and Hiruzen cleared all his father's evidence before Naruto moved there. My conclusion is based on the episode where the 3rd and Kakashi visited the 7th team's homes. Naruto's apartment was the oldest and very worn out compared to Sasuke's house. As we know, after Itachi has massacred the Uchiha clan, Sasuke was moved to another house, which was new and modern. So why didn't Naruto live in the same kind of apartment as Sasuke did? Why did Naruto live in an old apartment? The thing is that this apartment initially belonged to Minato before he started living together with Kushina, and Hiruzen took care of it until Naruto was ready to move there. Why did Kakashi, Jiraiya or Hiruzen didn't raise Naruto when he needed it? Not many know that Kakashi looked after him, although it was just a task. Kakashi had his obligations to the Hokage as a jonin. When Naruto was very little, Hiruzen assigned the Anbu squad to keep a close eye on Naruto, and Kakashi was one of them. The sad part is that it was just a mission, and it wasn't any fun for Naruto, although he also had a godfather Jiraiya, a hermit. He rarely came to the village and never visited Naruto. As one of the legendary Sanins and women admirers, he fought a lot and spent lots of time with women, avoiding his godfather responsibilities, which was pretty sad. Hiruzen was the only one who tried doing everything he could to help Naruto. He couldn't raise him properly since attention to the child displayed by the entire village would have raised questions by the village council. He was supposed to treat everyone fairly, and Naruto was no exception. All that Hiruzen could do is attach an Anbu squad to him and help him financially in the future. He had no choice but to help Naruto while staying in the shadow, because this bitter old man and Danzo watched his every move and had a very negative attitude towards Naruto. Hiruzen took care of Naruto more than anyone, but because of these ulcers who kept watching him, Hiruzen couldn't do it out in the open. Naruto constantly endured bullying, and nobody could approach him and help him when he needed it the most. Even Hiruzen, who promised Minato to protect his son, remained aside and didn't do anything. Shit, there was once an episode when Naruto looked for food in the forest until he found and ate some mushrooms and fish. How many people knew since the beginning that Naruto is Minato's and Kushina's son? Among those who knew about Naruto were Hiruzen, Mitakada, Kaharu, Kakashi, Danzo, and other unknown village elders. Jiraiya also knew, but he was so busy trying to figure out the location of Orochimaru and researching Akatsuki that he couldn't look after Naruto as I'm sure he wanted. Danzo only saw the weapon in Naruto. Homura and other village elders didn't care for him at all. Tsunade had gambling and drinking problems. Orochimaru was too obsessed with his experiments, forbidden techniques and hunting for a Sharingan that Naruto didn't have. Therefore, Orochimaru didn't have a desire to care for him. It's possible that others knew about it, for example Shikaku and Choza, but when I found out that Choza wanted to kill Naruto, I completely changed my mind about him. By the way, Choza's words were cut out in anime, so many didn't know his attitude towards Naruto.
もう心配することはない。おかげさま。
The saddest scene was Minato's and Kushina's death, when Mikato, Itachi and little Sasuke were in the hospital and saw Naruto. Judging by the look on her face, you could see that she was worried about him, and I'm sure she would have been glad to raise him if she had such an opportunity.
節目のところももうすぐでしょ。名前は先に決めといた方がいいわよ。もう決めてあるの。名前はナルト。サスケくんとは同期になるから仲良くしてください。
Kushina and Mikato had a very warm relationship, and I understand her feelings toward Kushina's son. Unfortunately, people's hate towards Naruto didn't allow her to take care of him. For example, if Teiuchi and Ayame would have adopted Naruto, the entire village would have probably hated them and tried to murder them. Even if they sacrificed their whole existence to be with Naruto, it wouldn't have improved his well-being since they would have been in the same situation as him. Before Naruto saved the village and became a hero for them, Konoha's simple folks kept him at a distance and never respected him as a human being.
それと